Hello, my name is Zosha Di Castri. I'm a Canadian composer, originally from Alberta, but now based in New York City, where I teach. I'm excited to continue my collaboration with Soundstreams. A long time ago, we did a project together when I was still a student. I think it was around 2005, 2006, where I had written a piano miniature through the educational programming, and that was an important moment for me to get my music played outside of the city where I was studying. So it's a joy to continue the collaboration. So the piece that the Bozzinis are premiering is called Delve. And my idea was of going on this sort of musical journey where we go deeper and deeper and further in, almost like if you imagine exploring a tunnel or a cave. And as part of that metaphor, the sound is changing or maybe becoming more distant from us. Often in the past, mutes are used for quiet textures, but that's not always the case in this piece. Sometimes it's quite active or busy and sort of fighting to push through the mute, but it's also exploring all the timbral possibilities that come with that. And one of the ideas I had after doing some workshops with the Bozzinis was, what happens if we live in the sound of the mute for so long that we kind of forget the normal sound of the quartet? And then finally, when we get the mute taken off, we get this sort of explosion of sound that has been missing for more than 3/4 of the piece. And so it takes you through different types of mutes, which have different qualities of sound. So first leather, then moving to different rubber mutes of different weights. First, sort of the normal mute you'd expect orchestras to use, and then a heavier, what they call like a practice mute, which really dampens the sound significantly, then down to a metal mute, which has a nasal sort of thin quality to it, and then finally what the mutes come off. So that was sort of the intended journey. Well, when I hear a piece for the first time, it's always a little bit shocking. Some things sound the way you expect, others not so much. This is a bit of a different process, though, because we did several workshops leading up to it. So, the first workshop, I had just a couple of pages of material and some ideas I wanted to explore with them. And then over the course of 3-4 meetings, spread out over several months, I was starting to fit pieces together. So it wasn't that initial shock that you get sometimes when you're just delivering a full piece. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Bridges program, to have the opportunity to work with younger composers who are developing new works for string quartet. I think that the Bozzini Quartet is really an ideal group for that. They've brought so many new works to life and do a lot of educational work to help composers clarify their ideas, to give feedback on what would make a piece more playable, more enjoyable. So I think that's really exciting to be a part of mentoring the next generation of composers and seeing what exciting things they come up with.